Don't mind me, just exercising my demons. Dang, camera quality is terrible today. So, I apologize for the poor camera quality in the video. It's just, camera's acting up today for some reason. All I see is like pixels on my screen. It's a little laggy and a little bitty, a little blurred. So, yeah, let's get this started. Hey, besties! I'm your host, Kelly the Human. And, yeah, as I said in the description of the last video, I am going to do a quick, thing of, yeah, if I messed that one up. Yeah. So it wasn't until like after like the end of the video when I made the last video, after I recorded it, it wasn't until then that or I'm like, was it a day after? Yeah, it doesn't matter either way. And I had forgotten, like I did with Pacific Rim Uprising, I forgot to jot down a couple points that were major that I wanted to go over that I liked. So like these are at least like 2 points that I liked that I think were really cool. And yeah, I'm gonna try and keep this short because I promised my dad I would keep it short. You know, and while I'm doing it, I'm just gonna repaint my nails because they need that. All right, let's get this started, huh? You know, a quick one. Then I'm gonna work on planning out planning out what I want to say about the next two films. Yeah, I want to say what I'm doing. Yeah, what the heck? Where's the harm? So the next two films I'm planning on doing are DC's Black Adam, a film from the DCEU, and the 2017 The Mummy with Tom Cruise. Yeah, I want to go over those. I have some words about those ones as well. Some things I want to say, like things that I think could have been done differently, vastly, because they messed up on both of them, especially The Mummy. They messed up on that one. Trying to kickstart a whole universe, and they just botched it right out the front gate. Yeah, and all right. And so ooh, that's a little too much. That's not on the nail. So the first point I wanted to go over, which is also like second last officially for this review, hopefully. This is gonna end up happening more than once, isn't it? Anyways, I digress. Um, One thing I wanted to go over was like another thing with Hal and why I think he was perfect. Why Hal was perfect in the film. His lip reading. That that AI got smart and read the lips. when when astronaut Dave Bowman, and his partner were when they went inside the pod to secretly discuss Hal and well shutting him down, the camera, instead of listening in on the whole conversation, it focuses from Hal's point of view, and as the AI watches Dave Bowman and his partner discuss, like you know unfortunately, I'm not good at lip reading, so I have no idea what their discussion was about, but I thought it was like really cool. I really loved it. Unfortunately, the astronauts were a little dumb. I don't know why they felt like, you know. Well, I know it was like for the script and like for the movie, so like Hal can plan out his revenge, plan out like his what he's gonna, trying to get rid of the astronauts. I know it was like for that, but after they got in and like they sealed it off, so like made it so that he couldn't, that Hal could not hear them. My God, but they should have stopped there instead of having the whole thing turn around so like the opening, the window faces Hal. They should never have done that. They should have just kept it. They should have had the screen face the wall. They should have the window face the wall instead of Hal. It's like not their brightest move, but I know it was like for the whole movie and everything, blah blah blah. It's like, oh, you guys fudged up. You guys fudged up real bad. If you hadn't done that, if you hadn't done that, Dave, Dave, if you hadn't done that, your partner, your friend, would still be alive. So really, his death is on you. That's my best Hal impression. That's probably not going to get any better than that. So yeah, of course, every time. You gotta get a new one because like the whole thing is just like so like this is no lo- this little rod with the little thing is no is like whenever I go to unscrew it, this thing like stays in the bottle and it's just like, and all I get is the cap, not the. It's just so I gotta like do a little bit of a snap and then screw it back on and it just comes right back off. You know, basically all I gotta do. Yeah, how being able to read lips is honestly a really cool touch. I love that. And I think my dad agreed as well. I think probably shouldn't have done that, but like they shouldn't have turned the whole thing around so that he could watch, so that Hal could read their lips. But eh, it worked for the movie. May not have worked out for them, the pilots, but the astronauts. But it worked out for the movie. Made for an interesting plot point. Oh, here we go. What was the other one point? I know I wanted to go over. There was another one. Oh, ending. Like I wanted to go a little more on the ending, and because I don't think I went over this in the last one. But the open ending, what I think like definitely works for this film is that they don't have it on like an ending that's like answered, where all questions are answered, all the loose ends are tied up. No explanation. It's just they end it right there, and that's like I think it's really brilliant. Now it's like what this is. Forgot something I forgot to do. Show this at the beginning, something like what I think 2001: A Space Odyssey does really well is like its ending. It's just, that's it. After like Dave has his like lives out his life in the construct, that little construct. And if I remember correctly from the special features, is like the alien construct. Like the aliens made it. The aliens made this construct in his mind so that he would feel at home, at ease, at peace. A little weird, but hey, it's like probably weird for Dave, but hey, They were thoughtful, so that's nice. The aliens were a little because I remember like in the special features they did talk about like originally wanting to give like the aliens a form, but they opted out of it and it works. Like we don't always need to know what they look like, you know? We don't always need to know like their full in-depth plan. Some things you just infer, you know? You leave open-ended that you can just like to like so that the audience can figure it out for themselves and like what they think how it goes, you know? You know, it really is good. It's amazing. I think they did like a really great job with this film. It's really good. So like I definitely give like 2001: A Space Odyssey by Stanley Kubrick. Or, no, Stanley Kubrick's 2001: A Space Odyssey, which is basically how the title goes. It's like Stanley Kubrick's 2001: A Space Odyssey, and I think it worked. You know, I give it a solid 5 out of 5 stars. It's one of those like you're going on there because I just messed up, and I don't want to get my mat. You know, I don't want to get anything in my mat. I love this mat. I finally get to use it. Finally get to put it to use. And yeah, honestly, I want to say that's probably all I got for this video. That's it. Those are the only 2 points that I wanted to go over. Yep. I love the lip reading scene and the open ended, like how they left the film open ended. Yeah, but that is not the nail. That is my skin, not the nail. Gonna paint my skin. Gonna paint nail polish on my skin. I'm gonna make myself whiter than snow. And I just, yeah, I just get my, I, yeah, good enough. Yeah. So in a minute, I am gonna end this video. And until then, you can just watch me paint my nails. You can at least watch my facial of me painting my nails because, you know, I want to be careful and not get it on anything. So I don't want to do like, you know, like son of a flipping cherry biscuits. I just did it again. I got it again on my finger. Flipping cherry biscuits. I did it again. Um, 2 more paints to go. And how good it came out this time. Yeah, yeah. Those are like the 2 films I'm thinking of doing next: Black Adam and the 2017 The Mummy with Tom Cruise. And I love Tom Cruise. He's great. I love him. I love his act. I love his movies. He does great. Some of his earlier works are like not what he does today, and it's like, man, it's like, man, he's grown. His roles has grown, and he's good. Yeah. After those two, I think I have an idea of what I want to do next, but I'm not 100% certain. So Until then, you're gonna have to wait until for the surprise of those ones. But you know, because I don't want to just like do movies. Like I want to branch out and do more stuff like shows and books and possibly video games. You know, I want to go over like you know other stuff. Other stuff that I enjoy that I want to put my honest opinion down, whether or not I like it or not. That's what this whole channel. That's what this whole attempt. My cinematic review is about. Me being honest about how I feel about stuff because stuff. You know, because I love this stuff. I love TV. I love films. I love movies. I love films. I love movies. Those are same thing. Yeah. Once these, I'm gonna let these dry a bit. By the way, if this doesn't, convey a message, I don't know what will. I don't know what will. Yeah. Hey, you can see my keyboard. Yeah, I had to move it just so like I can, work with something. I have space to work on my nails. Yeah. I'm gonna let you dry and then, have some fun. But I guess I'll probably just end it here. How do I do this? Oh yeah. Like and subscribe subscribe and, comment, you know, comment what you think, what you would like me to go over, comment what you would like me to go over. Like if you have an idea that, you know, if it's something that I haven't, watched or something, I will get to it. I will get to it as soon as possible, and I will watch it or read it or whatever, I will do it. I will try and get it done as soon as possible, but I can't make any promises. I don't want to make any promises that I might not be able to keep. Yeah. Like and subscribe for more content that'll take centuries to produce, because I'm slow. And until then, besties. Try not to mess up my nails. Love y'all. Bye.